What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. And today's build video is going to be my hardcore Pestilence build. That's right, this is the build that I used all morning for my solo Dark Zone stream. There is over 4 hours of gameplay with me using this build, and obviously with me being in hardcore mode, you can see that it has to be good enough to where I've soloed the Dark Zone 3 streams now for over 12 hours total, and I'm still alive. So I mean, that's one thing you got going for you. Not only that, but I only play solo for hardcore mode. So this is great for solo people, this is great for Pestilence users, and this is great for people that want to play in the Dark Zone. Not only that, but it doesn't matter what shade level you are. For example, if you look in the top right of your screen, I am only shade level 65. I'm not even shade level 100 yet in hardcore, and I'm easily going through the Dark Zone solo. There's been a couple of hiccups here and there, but I'll explain to you exactly what it is that is saving my butt every time we get into those, sticky situations. But if all that sounds good, just sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and enjoy the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It does help me out immensely. For this morning's stream, while I was using this build, we got over 630 likes in one stream. It was insane. Nearly 5,000 of you watched me this morning, so thank you so much for that support. It was an amazing stream, and that will go down as a legendary stream. Thank you again for that. But all right, so without further ado, let's talk about this solo Dark Zone Pestilence build. Now, this build video is actually going to be pretty short because I have so much gameplay footage on my channel. I'm just going to have you just refer to this morning's live stream. You'll see it. Just go under my videos, and this morning it says, "Good morning, solo Dark Zone." And I soloed the Dark Zone with this build for probably 4.5 hours. It was pretty fun. We had a great time. Shout out to everyone that was able to make it out to that live stream. But okay, so here is my hardcore Pestilence build. Starting off at the top with the specialization. I am using the Survivalist specialization. Reason being is I actually wanted protection from elites on this build, believe it or not. And I know that with the next big update for this game, we'll be able to use whatever specializations we want and custom make them to our playstyle and all of that. But however, until that update comes, you have to use certain specializations for certain things. For example, I am using this Survivalist specialization so that I could use the protection from elites. So let's fast forward to the stat sheet. Looking at the defensive tab, I have 44% protection from elites, and this is why I wanted to explain something. Now, earlier, I was doing these heroic landmarks in the Dark Zone, and every once in a while, I would get ambushed by all of these elites. Like, I'm talking, I don't know, 4, 6, maybe even 7 different elites would just pop out. They're all shooting me at once. I'm freaking out. If you guys were there for the live stream, you would have saw it. I had a few close encounters, and it was always whenever I had like a huge wave of elites come, because you had the shotgunners, you had the regular heavy elites, and then you would also have the snipers all at once hitting you. And man, they'd catch you sometimes off guard. But what really saved me was the protection from elites and the armor regen, because I was able to get out of that situation, heal up, and then come back and, clear the landmark. But that is one vital piece to this build, is using the Survivalist specialization for that protection from elites. Now, this can't be a Pestilence hardcore build without the Pestilence. So this one I actually picked up today. At the beginning of today's stream, I got a God rolled Pestilence. It was insane. It was a great way to start off the stream. But anyways, here it is. This is my Pestilence God rolled, so it has max LMG damage, max damage to targets out of cover, and max damage to armor. It's sitting at 76.4k total damage. Now, it's all about the damage over time, so it's all about this talent right here, the Plague of the Outcasts. So every hit you apply to an enemy will apply a debuff. This debuff does weapon damage, not crit, not headshot, not status effects, weapon damage. The only way to make your pestilence hit harder with the ticks is with weapon damage or some sort of multiplicative to help out your weapon damage. It is all about weapon damage. So don't try to do all status effects. Don't try to do all crit. That's not the smart way to go. You want weapon damage or multiplicatives in form of either, named items, or you can get multiplicatives from talents that I'll show you that I'm using. Now, my secondary I was using was the FAMAS. This is the FAMAS 2010, 67.4k total damage with 14.9 AR damage, max health damage, and max damage to armor. It also comes with Optimus, so the less ammo that is in my magazine, the more weapon damage I get. And then for the sidearm, I'm not really using it, but it is the backup boomstick. Okay. So all about the Pestilence, you can see right here with the build setup. I'll give you a second to look at that. So we are sitting at 1.5 million armor, and we are rocking as much armor regen as we can. I think I can optimize one of these pieces one more time, and then I'll have max armor regen I can for this build. But with 1.5 million armor, we go to the stat sheet, and we're sitting just under 71,000 armor regen per second. And it can get higher, just a little bit higher. So you might be able to get 71 like on the dot. But for right now, I'm at 70.7 or 70.8 armor regen per second. And remember, that is with 1.5 million armor. So looking at the build, you can see I'm rocking two pieces of Golem gear. I have the Matador backpack. That is the named backpack with perfect adrenaline rush. I'm using the named gloves, the contractor's gloves, for the LMG damage and damage to armor. And then I am using, I'm using the Emperor's Guard knee pads for the armor regen. That's the named Murakami knee pads. And then I also have the named Golem Gear chest piece with perfect intimidate. And like I was saying earlier, the talents that would also help out your weapon damage, intimidate. That is a great talent to use with the Pestilence because it amplifies your weapon damage and helps you get a higher tick number. Okay. So that's a quick little, overview of the build. So let's go into a deep dive. Starting with the mask, Golem Gear. Now, the Golem Gear brand set bonuses I get from this build, status effects and armor regen. I already told you status effects does not really help the Pestilence at all, but that armor regen is key for survivability. Now this one is God rolled. We have max armor regen, and then I have max weapon handling on there to help with the Pestilence reload speed and, accuracy, stability, what have you. Now on here as well, I have a protection from elites mod that goes with the Survivalists, and that's how I get up to that 44-45% protection from elites. The next piece is the Matador. This is the named Walker Harris backpack with perfect adrenaline rush. Now, the Walker Harris & Co. brand set bonus I get from this build, 5% weapon damage. Now, the attributes, I have max armor regen, and then 10.3% crit damage. I'm not really worried about the crit damage. Like I said before, that does not help out our Pestilence and our Pestilence ticks, so it doesn't really matter. But I also have protection from elites on there that does help out the build. And then perfect adrenaline rush. Now, because we are in the dark zone, we actually have to go off of the PvP stats. So perfect adrenaline rush in the dark zone. You get 12% bonus armor, stacks up to 3 times, and it will refresh every 5 seconds. So I can get up to 36% bonus armor while running this in the dark zone. So 36 bonus armor, that's over 550k armor. So just with that talent alone, whenever I'm running into a group of enemies, I have over 2 million armor they have to get through on top of my protection from elites and my armor regen. So this build is pretty stacked. All right, going to the gloves. These are the contractor's gloves. Now, the contractor's gloves are the best in slot gloves, and it just so happens they are named Petrov gloves. Now, the reason I like that is because the Petrov brand set bonus we get from this build is 10% LMG damage. Now, this dramatically helps our Pestilence and our Pestilence ticks. Now, these pair of gloves are maxed out everything, so you have max weapon damage, you have the damage to armor, and then max armor regen. All right, going to the chest piece. This is my favorite chest piece in the game, the Hunter Killer. Now, the only way to get this chest piece is you have to hunt down and eliminate all of the Warlords of New York hunters, and then you have to open the off-white chest that is in the Haven in New York City. Once you do that, you will get this chest piece, and then you can actually buy it from Cassie Mendoza every week with different roles. So it's really fun, fun little thing to do. Now, we already went over the brand set bonuses, but my favorite part is the talent, that Perfect Intimidate. I get 40% amplified damage added to my weapon damage, and that is in both PvP and PvE. So when I'm in the dark zone, that does not get nerfed at all. Now, looking at the attributes, we have max armor regen, and then crit damage at 11.1%. Again, the crit does not help my Pestilence ticks. I want everyone to understand that. Crit, headshot damage, status effects, these will not help your Pestilence ticks. I promise you. Listen to me. I've been playing and covering this game since like alpha and beta testing. Like, come on, just listen to me, please. They changed the Pestilence. It is not status effects, and it hasn't been for nearly 2 years. Now, looking at the mod, again, protection from elites, that helps me, especially going through those heroic landmarks in the dark zone. All right, going to the holster, Bellstone Armory. So the Bellstone Armory brand set bonus we get from this build, 1% armor regen. Now looking at the stats, this is the one piece of gear that I can get the armor regen a little bit higher to get me to that 71k per second. So I need to optimize that armor regen one more time. But besides that, it comes with max armor and max weapon handling. And then last piece of the puzzle is the Emperor's Guard knee pads. These are the named Murakami Industries knee pads with 1% armor regen. Now, the brand set bonus we get from this piece of gear, 20% skill duration. We're not really using that, so don't really worry about it. It's all about that armor regen. Now, if I can find Emperor's Guard with double armor regen on my hardcore character, that would be perfect. But until then, these are the best ones I have. So I have max armor, 1% armor regen, and then crit damage at 9.6. And there you have it. That is the build. Now for the skills I was using, the Reviver Hive will definitely save you if you ever go down. And remember, in hardcore mode, if you go down and die, that's it. You lose everything. So the Reviver Hive is definitely good to help you out. And then for the dark zone, I was using the scanner pulse. That way I can see where enemies are, if anyone's trying to sneak up behind me, if someone's trying to ambush me, what have you. I have that scanner pulse to help me out. And, well, that's it. So let's finish off with the stats. So this is going to be for the Pestilence. 76.4k weapon damage, 25.4k PvP weapon damage. 0 crit chance because we don't care about crit for a Pestilence build. 56% crit damage, 65 headshot damage. Both of those still don't matter for the Pestilence ticks. And then 14% armor damage. And then don't forget about that damage to targets out of cover. both of those will help your Pestilence ticks. All right, offensive tab, 22.6 all weapon damage bonus and 40% LMG damage bonus. So every time I use the Pestilence, I have 62.6% damage bonus total. Gear talents, perfect adrenaline rush, perfect intimidate. That is the meta of all metas. Defensive tab, 1.55 million armor with 70.8k armor regen, 271 max health. Now I am at that 44% protection from elites. Now, what's funny is I have 0% hazard and explosive resistance, and that is due to my watch level. So, like all videos, well, let's get into that disclaimer, shall we? So here is my watch level for my hardcore character. I'm only watch level 65. So you can see almost all of my attribute boxes are pretty much empty. And that's just due to my watch level. Now remember that being at shade level 1000 will get you all of these attribute boxes maxed out 50 of 50. But until then, I am going to be really low on a lot of my numbers. So I have no crit chance, no crit damage, no headshot damage. I don't even have half of the weapon damage. So my Pestilence numbers are actually lower than what they could be if I was at shade level 1000. So just remember that. The shade level is not a requirement, it's a recommendation. This is still a very, very strong build, and it's been proven time and time again. I mean, just this morning alone, over 4 hours of gameplay was a lot of fun to do. Now, again, thank you to everyone that showed up this morning for the live stream. We had over 620 people hit the like. It was insane. I loved it. Thank you so much again. I'm going to show you what the Pestilence tick does in the range, and then we'll get out of here. So remember, put it on invulnerable elite. And just for the sake of argument, let's put it on 5 meters. I don't want to miss the target. Now, headshots don't matter, so let's just do chest. Make sure you get max stacks. And there you go. So we're sitting at 487, just under 488k per tick. And that is with only one red core attribute. So this is mainly with the perfect intimidate, with the damage to armor, damage to targets out of cover. That's what's doing all the damage, because I really do not have a lot of damage on this build. It's a tank build, I mean, through and through. So that intimidate, the damage to armor, damage to targets out of cover is really working overtime for this build. But all right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed it. This is my hardcore Pestilence build. Yeah. Hope you liked it. Don't forget, hit the thumbs up, like always, support the channel by subscribing, and let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I made this video short on purpose, so enjoy, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.